Hey everybody out there, it's me again. We're going through another one of these. It seems the only way I can actually focus on this thing is to just film every page for you guys. Um, sort of I got an idea earlier in the week. Um, I know I mentioned when I did a new sort of diet, I had an idea for another short story called, well, it didn't actually have the specific name, but it would be called Teddy Bear. The idea is this guy Ted goes home with some girl he meets at a bar or wherever, and, and she decides, and I guess the short of it is she decides to turn him into her teddy bear. I know, a little on the nose, right? So for whatever reason, I just got this urge to do this, to sit and mock up an apartment or her apartment, and just kind of show you what I've been doing like the last few days since the previous video, and the cylinder can go away. It's this thing, let me just kind of give you a brief overview before we get into the video. It's um, basically just an interior scene. There's no exterior building, sort of like the apartment in what is it, little bro and transforming Tyler. There's no exterior. It's to that building. It was just an interior. The idea is this is just a two-bedroom apartment, and it's like not done, but I really don't want to sit and spend forever on this thing. But um, yeah. So I've been spending a few days making this, and well, no, actually, I don't think it's quite that. I had the idea for the apartment. It was for whatever reason I mocked up the characters, and I think that's where it spiraled from. Was I sort of liked this guy for Ted and her for the girl, and right now I've got her named as Caitlin, but I've already I kind of already attached that name to one of the extras in the Shrimp of the House series. In the high school scenes, one of those girls in the background was named Caitlin. Yeah, don't ask me why, but it's sort of for that reason I kind of don't want to reuse it, but that's the working, and I kind of plan to put a poll up on Patreon, um, kind of asking you guys where I should go with this. Because I don't, it's I'll get into that with the poll, but well, I know I want her to make him teddy bear sized. I could go either way on whether to make him a little plushier or just keep his body type as is. But anyway, I guess that's what I've been doing since kind of since the last page. Maybe not the last page, but when I'm supposed to be working on this story, that's kind of what I fell into. Um, I may end up, I may end up doing that story real quick after this one, sort of like between this story and the United story. But anyway, this is page 11, I believe. Um, yeah, page 11. And one little bit of correction. I'm not sure which of the videos will go up, but I did have a video for supposedly page 9 and one for page 10. And if either of those goes up, there's a little bit of a correction that those are actually pages 8 and 9. I realized kind of afterwards, after I made those videos, that I accidentally saved, I don't know if it was page 7 or page 8. No, page 7. I actually saved page 7 twice. So when I finalized it, it actually got named as page 8. So I had to go through and basically correct the numbering and eliminate the duplicate page. So I'm actually a page behind from where I was from the last video. um, and at this point, I'm not sure which pages are going to go up, but I'm sure this part will be up before the videos. At this point, Elliot went home and found the girl of his dreams in Rusty's apartment. So now he's kind of heartbroken. He's come across the street to get advice from Corey, only he's going to walk into the gym and find Evan behind the desk and find out that, this is where everybody finds out Corey's missing now, too. Oh, geometry. Let's add a smoothing modifier to the shirt. And and sort of story-wise, too, this is the particular, not this exact moment, but this is kind of where in the universe where Brody and Marcel came in, and Brody got the call from his brother that Russ never made it to the airport. As far as this moment, like it could really go either way, whether or not he's coming into the gym before or after um, Brody and Marcel came and left. There's nothing in story prior to this that says it has to be before or after. So I think this is going to be after, just to kind of prevent having to make an excuse to bring that little detail up later. Let's see. And let's go up a little, upward angle a little bit. This is number 723. Let's grab this one. Come on. There we go. Come on, give me the bubble. There it goes. Oops. Got a caps lock. but not Corey. That's a good introduction to the page. Let's state the obvious. So I'm trying to think timeline-wise, since it's been a few days since I've kind of been working. Whoops. Kind of been working on this. I think this is Monday. Yeah, Monday. Which means in universe, Jason shows up at Brody's place tonight. He gets kidnapped on Tuesday, the next day. And then it's the following night, Wednesday night, when Tyler and Rusty pair up on the neighborhood watch and they get beaten up. Um, okay, this is going to act funny, so I'm going to cut away at the risk of stalling again, and I'll come back when this has decided it wants to render. Okay, so here's the picture after it decides to go through whatever it was doing. So we'll save that and come over here and open as layers. $34. Edit, cut, and let's select none to take a look at that. Okay, and we'll just bring that in a little. And we'll put the focus on Evan. If I can get the camera to look, I'm not even on the camera. Evan. Come on. There we go. We'll get him to look more towards. Oops. If I go down enough, then I don't have to deal with the windows. And, um, you know what? Let's. I got these loaded barbells. I keep forgetting to turn off the plates. It's like everybody came through recently and didn't bother racking their weights. These people are better than that. They're gonna re-wet. So maybe they got away with that last time we had a shot like this. So this time they didn't. You know, let's go 24, 24. Now I want to check something. Um, I need to make sure that Corey was taken this day and not that day. Let's see. Okay. So let's do this. And I'm making this video and I just don't really know what to talk about. He's missing there too, so. Let's see. Something else. Edit, paste as new layer. Layer, new layer. Image size. Edit, paste as new layer. Select and invert. Select shrink. Come on, and merge that down. Yes. And I'm still waiting on this picture. So yeah, Evan's one of those characters where I compromised on the body hair thing. I think I mentioned it in another video that when it kind of came to these background characters, I sort of didn't give them the body hair to keep sort of the sort of keep the memory down because it does slow down the rendering. So he's one where he's got like the arm hair. He may have hair under the armpits. I don't really feel like looking, but as far as the chest hair, we didn't bother giving him anything. because he ended up being sort of a minor character instead of just a background filler. And sort of something like I was thinking about pointing out when I was doing the picture of Elliot a minute ago. Like you might notice most of my main characters have brown eyes, which is like one of those things because you sort of work with characters that are kind of like you. Um, I generally will make all the main characters will have brown eyes instead of blue or green or something else. Sometimes secondary characters might get blue eyes. Sometimes the villains get blue eyes. It's sort of like a vanity thing. Pictures here, so I'll just bring this up real quick and see his eyes are brown. He's got brown eyes. I wonder Rusty might have brown eyes too. Oh, yeah. See, so here's Chase, one of the villains from the other story. He's got blue eyes. Oh boy. Let me see if I get a. Oops. Let me see if I've got one of Rusty. Here we go. Yep. See, Rusty's got brown eyes. Rusty's got brown eyes. Who else? Is there somebody else? Can I go in here? Um, I thought there was one in this batch of. Oh, let's see if I've got Corey. Yep, see, there's Corey. Corey's got brown eyes. Corey's got brown eyes. Where's Brody? See, this is funny. And the thing is, like, just so you know, I'm not keeping the default character. Blue is the default eye color when you load a base character. So I have to actually change their eyes for everybody who's got brown eyes. I know. Oh shoot! I know there was Brody here somewhere. It's like the idea is I'm glossing through this and not really looking at it. I'm in book one, right? See, the problem is I was borrowing pictures from previous stories. I think that's what happened. I ended up borrowing pictures. Let's go to Brody. See, here's a good picture of Brody. See, there's the brown eyes. you know, and the other thing, and the other side of, and the other part of vanity is you notice most of my characters will have black hair too. Because I've got black hair. Although I say that, but I've actually been shaving my head off since I'm not my head off, but basically been shaving my head since college because like I'm one of those that started losing my hair like back then. So I just decided to shave it all off and been doing that since. But my hair is supposed to be black if I let it grow out. Oh, I didn't want to do that. So that's why all my characters have black hair. It has layers. 4. Okay. It's great now. Keep the place going until the cops find him. I was gonna check something too. I was waiting for that picture and I just forgot what it was. We're gonna bring him to the desk. Oops, too close to the desk. It's delete keys. I don't really need to worry about where his feet are. This is the shot I want. I don't know if I'll be able to go out wide enough because of the racks. I may have to turn those off. Um, Come on. Okay, I'm going to turn off these racks so I can get a wider shot. Furniture gym. This is under counter. Oh, actually, I think this is rack 3. Okay, I can't turn it off too wide. I mean, I can't go too wide, or I'm going to turn off every one of those stupid protein tubs. And because about half of them are already off, I don't want to have to mess with that, so I can compromise here. I should actually put in a camera. Just so every time I hit the stupid cube thing wrong, I can undo it. And I think, because from this angle his arms look a little too in, so we're just going to bend them out. Just for the sake of the shot. And now that I look at his head, I want a wider expression. What? So yeah. Edit. Paste as new layer. So this scene is going to serve as basically just filling you in as to where we are. Let's see. So now they got 2 people. Because I think so far in this story, there's been no there's been sort of no acknowledgement about Kendall being missing with Francis, and I sort of want to. I don't know if it's like specifically tie that up, but I do sort of want to surround the mystery. I do want to kind of tie up that mystery here in this story. This is where we're gonna. I don't really know how to put it without spoiling it. But this is where she finally gets addressed, maybe once and for all. And ooh, just thinking of trying to think about what to tell you guys on that. It just gave me an idea of what I'm gonna do in the fifth piece, because I say I want to tie up her disappearance, but she's gonna be back in the fifth story. I want to, it's she is gonna kind of have a bigger role in the fifth story, I think. And now that I just kind of remembered that, kind of thinking that through, I know what I'm gonna. I just figured out what I'm gonna do as far as as far as like who the ladies test their serum on. Oh, that's perfect. Yes. Okay, well, we're waiting for this last bit. Let's do this. What am I doing? Select invert, select shrink. Uh, yeah, yeah. And to all of you out there with blue eyes and like brown or blonde hair, it's nothing. It's. I don't mean to say that like as an attack on you guys. Um, uh, some of the it's like I do sort of put blue eyes on some of the girls too, so it's not the villains that get blue eyes. It's not just the villains. It's, well, I sort of make the main characters myself. It's, I do pop up blue eye. I think I have been popping up the blue eyes elsewhere. Um, I think I'll show you a couple of examples in a minute when I get the next picture. I'm gonna go wide, edit, cut, select none. Okay, bring this bubble. I just want to fit in the picture. Oops, put that there. Oh, excuse me. Oops, and I gotta put that rack back. There. Now I can bring the arms down because they don't look so weird. Da, da, da. I might be looking down. I don't know. Let's see. Da, da, da. How do I want to change the? There we go. That looks good. So we'll go 26. Render that. Oops, I don't want that one. I want you Control C, and we will edit paste as new layer. One of the members just got a call. Maybe 4 people have been kidnapped now. Actually, I'm thinking about that. Let me come back into Brody's story for a minute. I think that happened in this one, right? No. Okay, here we are. Let me see what we talked about. Okay, so the detectives were already here to question him. That doesn't necessarily mean they have. Whoops. That doesn't mean they have reason to believe he might have been kidnapped. Yet they don't know yet. Um, okay. Let's see. There's layer. Select none. Okay, now we gotta trim this down. Edit, cut, select none, edit, paste as a layer. So I gotta be careful. How much time do we have? So I gotta be careful with this one because I think I'm gonna show you this, going back to the brown eye, blue eye thing. I think the unnamed female character in A New Sort of Diet had brown eyes, but I've got to be careful here because we don't want to make sure I don't want any of the nude pictures to end up on since this is going up on YouTube, I don't want any. Oh my God! Open the picture. I don't want any of the nude pictures to show. Oh no, she's she's got kind of blue gray eyes. See, so she doesn't have brown eyes. We went with kind of blue gray there. Um, I think he got brown eyes though, and I could be wrong. Yep, see, he's got brown eyes. and, and while we're here, let's just pop these into the folder. Okay. Do I have my picture yet? Nope, still waiting. And but coming back to these two, I think it's the same thing. I think he's got brown eyes and she's got blue. Um, yep, he's got dark brown eyes. Wow. Oh no, she's kind of got grayish. Okay. It's not brown, but not blue. And I think too, when it comes to the young women in the stories, I don't really, I'm not, I don't really stick too much to the black hair rule. I think I've been increasingly making the main characters something other than black. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. Edit, undo. Let's see. Whoops. Oops. Hmm. Hmm. Let's see. See, the idea here is because the idea at the end of this page is because he's still got Rusty and Tamara on his mind. The one thing out of all of that he focuses on is the idea that Francis had a girlfriend. Not the fact that there are four people missing at this point in the story, in the overarching story, but the fact that Francis had a girlfriend. Oh. Oh. No, not does, is. Oops, I need one more for the ellipse thing. Okay, no, let's see if I can't. Okay, that works. Let's see. Oh. Letter. Select invert, select shrink. Okay, select invert, edit, cut. Image size. Yeah, sorry for being silent here. Just, I don't know. It's like I've got more going on in my head than I've got coming out of my mouth. It's like not exactly sure I want to be talking about that. So, like conversations that you don't want to share, or you're not exactly sure how to, or sort of that sort of thing. I don't know if it makes sense, but none. And there's my picture. Scale, scale. Actually, let's come back to the small side. It's just, I guess it's just this sort of conversation is making me think of a whole bunch of things I really like don't really want to put out there. Select none. Um, so if the conversation is going on in my head, oh, let's see. Corey's brother had a girlfriend. Is everybody finding? Okay, okay, so that wasn't fatal. I have to go resizing the bubble because of that. um, we haven't actually saved this yet, so let's save this as page 11. Um, I'm trying to think what I want for the last panel. I think I want him walking away, leaving unhappy, but do I want him inside or outside? I think, let me see if I can do this. Open the door. What I'm going to do is. Okay, what I'm going to do is open the door and see if I can get a shot of him walking away with Evan in the background. Let's keep that. We will undo. And I think I actually talked about this at one point during the Shrimp at the House Showtime videos. The idea is that to make it look like they're walking or running or doing whatever, like the movements have to be almost exaggerated to come across on page. So it's like every time I do somebody walking, it's like nobody ever nobody ever walks like this. But it doesn't look it never feels right when if I try and do it a little more realistically. Um, I think what I'm going to do is take out the awning too, so this beam is not in the shot. I'm going to get him posed. Let's see. Basically, what I can just do is have him leaning to the side so that he's more in the shot. Okay, so now let's take out the awning. See, there we go. Let's see, I'm not going to find over here. Instead, I'm leaving feeling even worse than before. That's a halfway decent transition. So we're going to resize this. Oops, I don't want to go that way. Let's go this way. There we go. Okay, select invert, edit, cut. None. Okay. Let's go. Layer to each size. Edit, cut. Okay, select invert, and let's paste that other piece before we lose it from the clipboard. Cut here, and we go edit, cut. And select none. We'll go layer to image size. Fuzzy, select that. Select invert, select grow, and edit cut. And edit paste as new layer. Okay. Select none. I need this piece. We will go color, invert, and merge that down. Okay. Just save that. What do we got for time? Yeah, a minute or two. Yeah, so now let's see. But back to the eye thing. Because I just can't leave it alone, right? Um, let's see. See Tyler. See, there's Tyler with brown eyes. Well, actually, I gave Brad brown eyes, and he turned out to be a villain. But then again, like in Tyler's story, he was expected to be a one-off. This whole thing at the office was expected to be a one-off. I created this office, these characters, just for this one sequence in the first part of the story, just to establish what he's doing. And then it wasn't supposed to come back. But I put so much work into this building that I just couldn't leave it alone. And then it's like the more I started using it, like the more it just came to me that Brad was going to be a part of this. it just naturally fell in. I wonder if I've got any of the. I don't think I have any of the girls. Was that Pete? Yeah, see, there's Pete with brown eyes. He's got brown eyes. Let's see who else we got. I think, does Gabe have brown eyes? Oh no, Gabe has blue eyes. Oh no, yeah, you know why? That's right, because that's why. Gabe has blue eyes because in the idea in transforming Tyler was that he was supposed to be sort of the symbol of perfection. He was tall, somewhat buff. While he doesn't have blonde hair, he did have the blue eyes. So that was why he had blue eyes. and and the idea is that Tyler being the opposite. Did I call Gabe Tyler? In case I did, I'm sorry, but the idea is Gabe is supposed to be the opposite. He was small, meek, kind of the nerdy, unpopular. So he was scrawny. He's got brown eyes. It's the eye color of the character is one of those details. Unless it's one of these background characters that I never expect to bring to the forefront. Eye color is always chosen, so to speak. It's never an accidental detail. Layer to image size. Edit, cut. Select invert, select shrink by 1. And merge down. This one's got to be merged down. And let's save that file. Save. File export. And this is JPEG, so I'll hit enter and export. And then let's go check out actually, let's dump these into the folder. And then we'll check out our page. You're not Corey. No, he's missing now too, so I'm watching the desk. So I'm watching the desk, keeping the place going. I'm going to trim this down a bit. Keeping the place going until the cops find him. So now they got 2 people. And one of the other members just got a call that his brother might be missing too, and another member, Kendall, was taken with Francis. They were on a date when it happened. So 3, maybe 4 people have been kidnapped now. Corey's brother had a girlfriend? Is everybody finding love except me? I'm not going to find what I'm looking for here. Instead, I'm leaving, feeling even worse than before. And if this was The Simpsons, this would be the part where he goes shuffling through the town while goofy signs come flying around him, but I'm not going to do that. I do want to change this, though, so I'm going to come here, Control Z will, oops, edit, redo merge down. Oh, I guess I didn't flatten that. Oops. Oh, well. Oh, no, he's missing now. He's missing out, too, so I'm watching the desk, keeping the desk. I'm just going to cut out the right now. And I can trim this down, right? Yeah. We will go edit, cut, select none, edit, paste as new layer. Merge down. Let's save that file. Save. Image, flatten, file. I want to export as. Yes, replace it. Oh my god, it's all these low defaults. Export. And that's my page, right? There we go. Oh, sad and depressed. And I may do videos for the next page or two. Because this is going to be where we see it really getting to him. Is the next page will be him back on the neighborhood watch. And it's sort of like, the idea is it's sort of like with, where Brody got carried away his first night on neighborhood watch. We're going to see Elliot kind of pushing the envelope a little. So I think that might be an interesting page to talk about. So, but first, I'm gonna grab something to eat. Take a quick break while I'm dealing with food. So, I'll see you on the next go around. And thank you for tuning in.